The next thing that we will focus on is how can we show driving directions, and probably like different buttons that will allow the user to open up Apple Maps, Google Maps, and Waze. All right, so how can we do that? Well, let's let's first select this part. This is a location detail view. And I can also go back to over here and say, add in the code below, or in the code below, add 3 buttons for driving, let's call it driving directions, driving directions. This will be for Apple Maps, Google Maps, and Waze. When clicked, it should open the, I know I'm making some spelling mistake, corresponding Maps app. Okay. Let's see if it can figure out what I actually meant. All right. All right. So it is updating the location detail view. Another thing that I do wonder is, I know that right now we have a place and we are displaying all of these different information, but are there other things that we can display? All right. Okay, so it has Apple Maps, it has Google Maps, it has Open in Waze, and it's also creating these functions that will allow you to open these things. Let's go ahead and copy the code, go back over here. So this is in location detail view, right? So one of the things we can do right now is just create a new folder. I'll call it views, and then I will create a new file. This will be a SwiftUI view, that's fine. It doesn't really matter. We're going to delete it anyway or update it. I'll call it location detail view. Probably put all the code over there. Go back and just remove all of this from over here. So now we have a nice place for location detail view. All right. Let's see how it looks like. I mean, it's still referring to the location detail view, so we should be able to see what it looks like. Okay, Apple Maps, Google Maps, and Waze. Let's click on Apple Maps. Didn't really do anything. All right, let's go ahead and run it in a real simulator. Maybe it does need a real simulator for work, but let's go ahead and run this. I'm going to run it on the simulator. Because, you know, it will need to open up the Apple Maps app and the Safari browser. So that's why it needs the real simulator or the real device. If you have a real device, that's even better, because then it will show your current location. Currently, it is showing, or the location is kind of like set in the simulator to be Apple Campus. And I'm kind of surprised there are so many taco stores near Apple Campus, which is kind of weird. I always thought that taco is more of like a Texas thing rather than a California thing, but I'm wrong, I think, in this case. All right. So let's just wait for this to run. Okay, taking some time because I think we're running it for the first time. There we go. I will say allow when using the app. Okay, I'm not sure what that error was. And now I can see all of these things. Okay, I can see Super Burrito, Apple Maps, and there we go. So it's opening in Apple Maps now. And it will give you the direction. And now you can go there. Just say go and you're done. If I go back to my app again, Taco Finder, and say Google Maps, in that case, it is going to open up the Safari browser. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and change that. Let's go again over here. I'll say Waze. And there we go. It's actually telling us Waze. Great. Right? So with a couple of, like one prompt, we were able to make it like this. Now, another thing that I wanted to find out is let's see, in the location detail view, where is the location detail view, right? Let's search for that. Location detail view, we are passing in the location, which is a place, and once we get the place, we display the name, we display the address, we display all of these different things. But I do wonder, like, what other things we can actually display. Like, maybe we can display like a phone number, maybe we can display like an address, right? So how can we get that information? All right. So let's see over here. So we are calling over here location manager, find taco places. We get all of these things. We search, we create a place mark. Let's see how we can get that. All right. The place only has like address and all that, but I think place mark, I thought the place mark will have other information, but let's ask ChatGPT. What other information I can display for the selected place which is contained inside MK place mark? All right. So you have the name, you have the coordinate, and you have all of these different things like locality, sublocality, administrative area. So you have all of this information, right? That's pretty cool that you can do that. Example of displaying additional information in location detail view. Okay, so it has all of this information, but it also needs to update the place because the place does not really have any idea about point of interest category. So there we go. It's actually updating that. You can see that. All right, so I think that's pretty cool. I don't think it has a website or anything, so that's going to be a little bit of a problem when you're trying to do the website. But let's start with the place. Let's update the place part. I'm going to go ahead and copy this and just going to change that. So maybe we can actually put it inside a folder called models. So this is up to you, like how you are organizing your stuff, right? So one way would be to build the whole app and then organize, or you can just do it in small steps like I'm doing. I'm just organizing as I go along. Let's say place. There we go. And we can now go back and remove this place. And then we have to go back again and see what's going on over here. So identifiable, I'll say import SwiftUI. I think for CL location, so I believe we will use the core location over here. Okay, and MK point interest category, I believe that might be inside MapKit or something. Let's go ahead and see MapKit. And then again, we get the same problem. There is no such thing as URL. There is no such thing as phone number. So we should be able to delete these things. Let's delete that. Do we have it over here in the place? Website phone number. Let's delete that. Now it is going to complain somewhere else. And also it's telling us that it does not have anything called point of interest category. Okay, so I don't know why it is adding those things, but it doesn't have that, so I can remove it from different places. If I build it, it is going to tell me something like the website doesn't exist or phone number doesn't exist, so we can remove those things. Kind of weird that it doesn't have the phone number, but okay. Let's go back again. And we'll see, we haven't really updated the location detail view, so it's not really going to do much. So this is the location detail view, which is now showing a little bit more information. I'm going to copy this code, go to the location detail view, and probably just replace the whole thing. Some of the things will not work. Let's go ahead and first add import SwiftUI. We're using SwiftUI, import core location. Website doesn't really work and phone number doesn't work, so we don't really need that also. Point of interest category doesn't exist, so let's remove that also. Okay, build successful, that's good. Now we can go back to our content view. And hopefully it will display a little bit more information. All right. Find nearest taco stores, select that. Okay, there we go. It actually provided me a lot more information. But another thing to note is that it removed the Apple Maps thing. Remember that? So I can go ahead and copy. I can go to the location detail view, all of that. And I can say in the following code, add buttons to open directions in Apple Maps, Google Maps, and Waze. So maybe it can update this code and add those things, because we lost our buttons. And hopefully it's not going to mess around with the code. It's just going to add those things over here. And there we go. So it's adding over here in a H stack. Now, if you don't want to use H stack, you want to use the V stack, you can change it on your own, and that's fine. All right. And now it's going to implement all of these different functions, open in Apple Maps, open in Google Maps, open in Waze, the same thing that it implemented earlier on. So we're just going to use that, and I can just copy it, go over here, change it. Now I can go back to my app. Now over here, it's not really going to open those things because I need to run it on a real simulator, but at least we got the buttons over here. That's pretty good. All right. And if I want to check it out, I can go ahead and run it. Find the taco store. Great. And now I can go open it up in, Apple Maps or so. So same thing, which was happening last time. Oh, that's pretty good. All right. Now I wonder if we can give it the code for location detail view. Make the following view look nicer. All right. It's not really based on anything. We're just telling it that style it, just add some stuff, make it look nice. So it's going to do minimum amount of effort to make it look much better, I guess. All right. So it's not going to be the best one, but it's going to be good enough so that you can use it. All right. Okay. Calculate distance. Again, as I was mentioning, you can actually move calculate distance somewhere else. I don't think it's a good idea to put it right over here. Maybe you can create add an extension to the location distance or location manager. And all of these open in Apple Maps, open in Google Maps, open in Waze. They can also be somewhere else, not in the same file, because you might have to use it somewhere else, Okay, so something going on over here in optional. So it doesn't look like it's optional. Let's actually double check it. Place.full address doesn't really look like it's optional, so I'm not sure why it was trying to do that. I'll just say full something over here. Kind of weird that it messed up that part. Okay, let's go back to the content view, refresh it. Hopefully our detail view is a little bit nicer. Okay, I mean, these things are a little bit messed up. So let's go to the location detail view, and where are all of our buttons? Open in Waze, open in blah, blah, blah. I'm going to just change it to VStack. So right over here, all those different buttons, I'm just changing it to VStack. All right. There we go. Okay, looks pretty good. I mean, you can actually change this part so that it is expanding the full thing if you want to. But at least you have an idea. Apple Maps looks good. Google Maps, Waze, actually all of them looks pretty decent. I mean, it's presentable now at least, right? But all of this style and all that stuff, you can definitely go ahead and improve these things. All right. So this is the Taco app. All right. And what I'm going to do next is, and that's the optional part, I'm going to change this Taco app so that you can search for any query that you want. So you can search for gas station, you can search for hospital or burger joints, and we will make it a little bit similar to kind of like the Google Maps where you can select commonly asked items like hospitals and gas stations and all that stuff. And user can enter their own also. All right, so we're going to be doing that. And then finally, we're going to go ahead and make sure that we don't get these, warnings. That's because this is the map annotation, as you can see, is deprecated in iOS 17. And also the init, the initializer for this map is also deprecated. So we can go ahead and fix those things. So we'll do that in the next lecture.